Hollow Grove High School, nestled amidst the towering trees of the forest, held a dark secret. For decades, whispers of paranormal activity had plagued its halls, but none dared to investigate until a group of curious seniors decided to spend the night. On a chilly October evening, Emma and her friends, fueled by excitement and bravado, snuck into the abandoned school. Armed with flashlights and nervous laughter, they ventured deeper into the darkness. As they explored the empty classrooms and deserted corridors, they felt a sense of foreboding settle over them. Shadows danced in the corners, and the air grew thick with an unspoken tension. Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through the halls, extinguishing their flashlights and plunging them into darkness. Panic gripped the group as they fumbled for light, their hearts racing with fear. In the eerie silence, they heard faint whispers echoing through the building, whispers of a tragedy long forgotten. Emma's skin prickled with unease as she realized they were not alone. Determined to unravel the mystery, they followed the whispers to the school's old auditorium. There, amidst the dusty seats and faded curtains, they encountered a spectral figure. A girl dressed in tattered clothing, her eyes hollow and filled with sorrow. Frozen with fear, they watched as the ghostly apparition beckoned them closer, her voice a haunting melody that sent chills down their spines. With trembling hands, Emma reached out, her fingers passing through the cold mist of the ghost's form. In that moment, they were transported back in time, witnessing the tragic events that had unfolded within the walls of Hollow Grove High. They saw the girl, once a student at the school, tormented by her peers until she took her own life in despair. As the vision faded, Emma and her friends were left shaken and breathless. They knew they had stumbled upon the restless spirit of the girl, trapped in a cycle of torment and despair. With a newfound sense of urgency, they fled the school, their hearts heavy with the weight of what they had witnessed. And though they returned to the safety of their homes, the echoes of Hollow Grove High would haunt their dreams for years to come. At midnight, the halls of Crestwood High School were eerily silent, shrouded in darkness. But tonight, a group of seniors had gathered for one last hurrah, a secret graduation ceremony in the abandoned auditorium. As the clock struck 12, the students donned their caps and gowns, their laughter echoing through the empty corridors. But their joy was short-lived as strange occurrences began to unfold. Lights flickered, and doors slammed shut on their own accord. Whispers echoed through the halls, chilling the students to the bone. Despite their unease, they pressed on, eager to celebrate their achievement. In the dimly lit auditorium, they gathered on the stage, the air heavy with anticipation. But as they began to recite their speeches, a cold breeze swept through the room, extinguishing their candles in an instant. Suddenly, the stage curtains billowed open, revealing a ghostly figure standing in the shadows. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and its voice echoed with the anguish of the past. Terrified, the students tried to flee, but the doors were sealed shut, trapping them inside with the vengeful spirit. Desperate for escape, they searched for a way out, but the ghostly figure blocked their path at every turn. As the night wore on, the students realized the truth. The ghostly figure was that of a former student who had died tragically on graduation night years ago. Consumed by grief and regret, the spirit sought vengeance on those who dared to celebrate where it had suffered. In a final act of desperation, the students confronted the ghostly figure, pleading for mercy. But their pleas fell on deaf ears, as the spirit unleashed its wrath upon them, its anguished cries reverberating through the empty halls. When dawn broke, the auditorium lay silent and still, the ghostly graduation a distant memory. But as the students emerged from the abandoned school, they knew they would never forget the horrors they had witnessed. A chilling reminder that some ghosts never rest in peace. In the heart of Hollow Hill town stood Hollow Hill High School, a sprawling building with a dark past. Legend had it that the school was built upon an ancient burial ground, and whispers of strange occurrences had plagued its halls for decades. One fateful night, a group of students stayed late for a study session in the school library. Among them was Lily, a skeptic who scoffed at the rumors of hauntings. But as the hours passed and the halls grew silent, a sense of unease settled over the group. Suddenly the lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Books fell from shelves, and whispers echoed through the empty corridors. Lily's friends laughed it off as coincidence, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. As they tried to leave, they found the doors locked, trapping them inside the school. Panic spread through the group as they realized they were not alone. Shadows darted in the corners of their vision, and cold gusts of wind chilled them to the bone. Desperate for escape, they split up to search for another way out. Lily found herself wandering the dimly lit halls alone, her heart pounding with fear. Suddenly, she heard a voice, a soft, mournful wail that sent shivers down her spine. Following the sound, Lily found herself in front of the school's old gymnasium. The doors creaked open, revealing a scene straight out of a nightmare. The gym was filled with ghostly apparitions, their faces twisted in agony. Among them stood the spirit of a young girl, her eyes pleading for release. Lily's blood ran cold as she realized the truth. The school was haunted by the souls of those who had died tragically within its walls. As the spirits closed in around her, Lily's friends found her and pulled her to safety. With a burst of adrenaline, they broke through the locked doors and fled into the night. When they returned the next day, the school was deserted, the spirits nowhere to be found. But as they walked through the empty halls, they knew they would never forget the horrors they had witnessed. The haunting of Hollow Hill High would live on in their nightmares forever.